What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel for another garden tour. So today I'm going to be doing my June garden tour, and as you guys can see, everything is starting to fill in nicely. I'm going to start over here on the corner first with my gigantic daylily. Look at this, y'all. Like, look at the blooms. Oh, I just love their ruffled edges and that deep yellow throat with the baby pink. I think they're so pretty, and it's so full this year, y'all. Like, literally I'm getting blooms every single day, and I still have a ton of little buds opening that will give me blooms for the next couple of weeks. So enjoying their blooms here. Moving along, do y'all see how the front bed is developing? So pretty. My sun patiens are doing phenomenal. They have definitely been loving all of the rain we've been receiving, as well as my lemon coral sedum is also in bloom, still blooming the little yellow blooms. And then also I have a drift of begonias planted throughout the bed, just because this bed was just created about 2 months ago. I think I finished it in late March or early April. So everything in here is a brand new planting except for the clump over here. So yeah, y'all, Rosie is doing amazing. She does have 3 opalescent phlox that are currently in bloom behind her. The one in the center has been struggling, so I may need to transplant that one, if you guys can see. But look at these blooms on this phlox, y'all. So pretty. And Jenah is going to join us. Hi, Jenah. She literally just brought her kittens over this morning. She had 4. She has 2 black, 1 gray, and 1 tabby. And they're all doing amazing. She is scheduled to get tested on Sunday, so I can bring her in the house with my other babies. But yeah, y'all. What, mama? I just fed you, so you're interrupting the tour. Anywho, moving right along, behind Rosie, I do have a wee white hydrangea in bloom. This was planted from a quart size earlier this spring, and I wasn't expecting any blooms, but I've got 4, y'all. It's doing amazing. Behind it, I have 3 coleus that are doing great. Ton of annuals in this bed just to fill out the space. I do have 2 eclipse hydrangeas. This one over here needs to be watered, but this one over here is doing phenomenal and also giving me a couple of blooms that I can share with you guys. Look at that pink color. And then these dark, almost black leaves, just so gorgeous. Like, I love this hydrangea. Behind it, I do have 5 tiny quickfire hydrangeas planted, followed by 5 winter gem boxwoods that are all doing amazing. So loving how this bed is filling out. Still haven't quite got my design plans together for how I want to fill in this space after the annuals die off, but I've got plenty of time to get that together. Over here on my swoop, everything is doing great. The lamb's ear has started to get its color back just because we've had some days without rain, but we're back in the forecast for rain for the next 3 days, y'all. But anywho, I do have 1 little sun patient that is struggling here. I'm not sure what's going on with that one, but all of my, oh my gosh, y'all, like, look how full this is. I am loving the swoop. So these are called Daybreak Charm. They are gorgeous. They're by Proven Winners. Pretty hot pink color with a yellow throat. And then behind that, I have 4 pink profusion salvia planted. This one was a clearance plant that I just planted, I think, last month. It's doing great. It's caught up with the other 3 that I transplanted from my front garden bed when I did my makeover. So, by the way, if you guys have missed my front garden makeover, I'll leave it linked for you guys. The border is doing amazing, y'all. Like, I'm so happy with it. I definitely need to cut my grass though, so please ignore that. But yeah, the border has held up well. My front garden bed is on a downward slope, so I needed to do something that would hold the mulch in and keep it from washing into my grass. And this has worked great. It's so easy to mow. My wheels run along this perfectly, and Jenah loves to walk on it as well. So front bed is doing great. My arborvitae is getting nice and tall. Let's move on to the patio. Oh wait. And then over here, I have my blue globe spruce doing amazing. I'm loving that icy blue color. I do have 2 autumn joy sedum planted, which this one on the end is always farther along than the rest of the plants. So it is already starting to set its buds. They look like little broccolis to me. So cute. So these will bloom later into the fall. And then behind that, I have my gorgeous golden euonymus doing amazing. Let's move on to the porch. Up here on my porch area, I did rearrange things just a little bit. So I did used to have this urn sitting over here by the door. It was getting way too much shade. So I decided to move it over here. And since I've moved it, I now have blooms forming, which I can share with you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm loving that hot pink magenta and baby pink two-tone color. It's so pretty. So this does get western afternoon sun. So now that it's getting sun, it's starting to bloom, doing amazing. It's nice and full. Beside it, I do have 2 gardenia trees planted here. I always miss their bloom cycle for y'all. I'm so sorry. They literally just came out of bloom, but I still have a ton of buds that are getting ready to open. I sit up here all the time with Jenah, and I just enjoy their fragrance. They're so strong. They have gone a couple of days without watering because I've been a little distracted with her kittens. So that's why you're seeing some yellow leaves, but they're doing fine. Down here in my pots, they are struggling just a little bit. I think they're getting a little bit too much sun. So in front, these pink blooms are Wallerianas. So are the purple. The purple are called Wisteria. I still can't remember the name of these pink ones, but they're both by Proven Winners. They're both full shade plants. And again, like I said, this is getting full sun. So I think I may need to relocate these. Behind it, I do have a hydrangea that I got on clearance from Lowe's. This bloom is just starting to come out of its color. This one was already in bloom when I purchased it. So yeah, other than that, it's doing great. And then down here, I do have some Dichondra Silver Falls, which is starting to trail finally, doing amazing. Down here, I have a Walleriana planted, which looks like it could use a little bit of water. And then down in front here, I have another clearance hydrangea I got for $7 from Lowe's. It was already in bloom when I purchased it, so I'm just enjoying its foliage. So I did relocate Jenah and her kitten's house over on this side. She still doesn't really use it. She prefers to sit on top of it, which I just let her do her thing. But in front of that, I just have the same thing mirrored in this planter here. These are 2 Wallerianas followed by a $7 clearance hydrangea from Lowe's. And then over here, I have my gorgeous tuxedo hydrangea that I purchased back home in Virginia. Doing amazing. These 2 blooms were already in bloom when I purchased it, but all of the rest of them were just buds, and they have just opened, and they are so pretty. Like the leaf petals are heart-shaped. They're so large. I just love disc blooming hydrangeas this year, y'all. That is my thing. Also, they have this nice, pretty, dark serrated leaf. So pretty. And I still haven't repotted it yet just because I have been enjoying the pot that it's in. I think it kind of goes with the rest of the pots that I have, so may replant it at the end of the season. And then lastly, over here on my walkway, I just planted a little grouping of extra begonias that I had. They're doing fine. I also have 2 dianthus that just came out of bloom. They bloom these gorgeous hot pink color blooms. I probably need to come in and just deadhead it, but these are 2 that I got on clearance last season, and they're doing great. Still have not changed out my planter here, so please ignore that. But up here in the planter, I want to share with you guys this gorgeous petunia that was gifted to me from my local garden center. This one actually glows in the dark, y'all. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing for plants, but these white blooms soak up all the sunlight throughout the day, and then at night, they glow in the dark. So I was so excited. They gave it to me for free, and I have just been enjoying it at night. It's kind of like serving as a little solar light for me at nighttime. All of my arborvitae balls are still doing great. I still have not extended this bed out. I do have plans to widen this strip as well as dig out some of the grass. So I'll do that one cooler day, or it may not happen until later this fall, but I am enjoying my lush green lawn. Over here in my tree ring, I have not done anything, y'all. This is still the mulch from last fall. I have a ton of weeds I need to come in here and pull. Haven't planted anything either. These are the verbena that came back from last season. They have been blooming their heads off. They're kind of in between bloom cycles right now. And then I do have 2 silver gumdrop heucheras that came back as well. So those more than likely will get transplanted to the backyard in the shade garden at some point. But for now, I'm just letting them do their thing. Down in front, the mailbox bed is doing great. This is my most low maintenance bed. I literally don't have to do anything. I don't even water this bed, and everything is just thriving. I have fluffy gold arborvitaes planted in each pot. And then in the center here, I have my gorgeous Abelia. I just gave her a cut back. And then behind it, I have 2 Carissa hollies doing great. Over on the other side of my driveway, this is what I used to call my barberry bed. Still need to come up with a new name for this bed since I moved most of the barberries out. But you guys did see earlier this season that I transplanted my Japanese maple out of this bed into the backyard. And in its place, I planted this gorgeous Christmas jewel holly, which I just gave a trim to encourage it to leaf out a little bit more. Still loaded with berries. Let me give you guys a close-up. You guys can see it is just loaded with berries. So I'm so excited for winter to see this thing color up. And then around it, I just decided to pop in 4 clearance plants that I got from Home Depot. These were $4.50 each. These are purple blooming salvia. So I just cut them back. They are rehabbing and I'll probably get a flush later on this season. Over here on the side, I do have 2 hydrangeas that I transplanted earlier this spring from my front bed. These are called City Line Paris. Gorgeous hot pink blooms on these. And this one is just starting to set its bud, so I'll get to enjoy their blooms probably for next video. Over here along the front, I have a dwarf cryptomeria and 2 boxwoods that I transplanted from my front garden bed. They're doing okay. Looks like they could use a little bit of water. And then I also decided to trim back my 2 barberries as well as my little white variegated euonymus here as well. Still in bloom. Do y'all see the cute little blooms on this? So yeah, another very low maintenance bed, but I am having to water my new plantings. What, Jenah? What, Mama? You just talking up a storm through my whole tour. Are you hungry? Okay, we're gonna pause and come back. And we're back, moving right along. I have 3 fountain grass planted around this box here. I have no clue what serves this purpose, but I planted them here, I want to say about 5 years ago to disguise the box, and is finally almost completely gone. I do have 1 iris here that just came out of bloom. I'll insert a picture for you guys. It's called Lion King. It's a purple and white bloom. Super, super pretty. Over here, I have some lavender, still waiting to find a home, but I'm just letting it do its thing over here. I have in this pot planted a hibiscus, doing okay, and then another euonymus, still waiting to find homes for these somewhere in the landscape. Over here, I have my limelight tree on standard that you guys did see. I gave a really harsh prune back. I think I cut it down. Let's see if I can still show y'all. Yep. Here's the stem. So this is how low I cut it. All of this is growth that it has put on since March, y'all. Like, this thing just grows. I don't even worry about trimming on it. When I tell y'all, don't be scared to trim your limelights, they will grow. So tree is doing amazing. Cannot wait to see its blooms. They'll bloom later in July going into August. So I'll definitely give you guys updates then. Let's move on to the shade garden. Alright, so over here we are on the east side of my house. This is what I like to call my shade garden. As you guys can see, things are looking a little bit overgrown, so I need to come in and do just a little bit of cleanup. Over here I have my lungwort, just enjoying its gorgeous speckled foliage. Y'all know how I feel about my speckled leaves. I do have 3 distilium that I got on clearance that have put on so much new growth. Like, do y'all see this? I just need to come in and trim and reshape these because they are growing out of control. In between them, I do have 2 Chateau de Versailles hibiscus. These are Rosa Sharon hibiscus trees I planted earlier, I think in March. They're doing amazing. I got these both on clearance from Lowe's, and I don't think I have a bloom that is open to show you guys, but I will insert a picture. They are so, so pretty. Down below them, I have 2 hardy geraniums planted. These are called Bloom Chocolata by Prune Winners. They bloom these sweet little purple flowers. Gorgeous, doing amazing. And then down in front, I have a little struggle bus hosta. I'm not sure why this one is so like behind, but I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I do have 3 guacamole heucheras that are getting a little bit fried, so I need to transplant them into the backyard at some point. And this is my other hosta here. Also have a gorgeous plantain lily that is starting to come into bloom. Over here I have 1 clump of agapanthus. I got this from my local garden center and it came in 1 big pot. I divided the plant into 3. So this is 1 clump in full bloom. I have just been enjoying these firework blooms, y'all. I'm so obsessed with them. I have another clump planted over here, which actually have 2 blooms that are getting ready to open, so going to enjoy that. In front I have 3 wee white hydrangeas that I don't know, y'all, they're kind of starting to struggle. They started out doing really, really well this spring. This one is setting some buds, trying to bloom for me. This one, I'm not sure, y'all. Like, it's getting hot, so my AC unit has been running, and I think that's what's affecting this space now. But anywho, hose reel's doing great. Thank you again to Giraffe Tools for sending that out to me. Also have my Solomon seal doing amazing back here. I have a spiral arborvitae. This is an emerald green arborvitae that I need to come in and just give a haircut, but it's loving its life. And then tucked in back behind that, I do have a praying hands hosta. Down in front, this hosta is called Fire and Ice, and this one is one of my favorites, y'all. I'm hoping to divide this at the end of the season. All right, and then moving right along, y'all already know, if you've been watching me over the last few years, y'all know how I feel about this giant calla lily. It is one of my favorite plants in my garden, so it is coming out of bloom, but I do have a couple of gorgeous new cups to show you guys. Look how big they are. Like, this is my hand. Massive. I love it. And then, of course, y'all know the ruffled speckled foliage gets me every single time. So these two are doing amazing. I have one planted here, another large clump there, and then also my other calla lilies have come up and they're in bloom. Like, look at this, you guys. Oh my gosh, I never have caught it in bloom like this, y'all. So this is a treat today. Look at this. So, so pretty. And I have another one planted over here. I think this is their either third or fourth season in the ground. In the center here, I have a Brother Stephen hosta doing amazing, loving. Like, look at this leaf, y'all. Look at that waffly texture, and then the dark outer edges with the lime green and the yellow in the center. Like, this hosta is just amazing, you guys. And it does get about 4 by 4, so it will continue to fill in this entire space. On the back row, you guys, I'm so pleased to announce that these hydrangeas have done exactly what I wanted them to do. If you guys have been watching since I first created this bed, you'll know that I originally had some hydrangeas planted on this back row that literally only grew up to like the second row of my siding here, and they just would not perform. They wouldn't grow. I planted all 5 of these on clearance last year. I got them for $5 each, cut them back. Look how much they've grown, you guys. I wanted them to fill in this entire space under my window, and they're doing exactly what I wanted them to do. So these are Invincible Sublimes, and they are doing amazing, you guys. Like, look at all the blooms. I'm so happy with them. So I have a hedge of 5 planted on the back row here. And then down in front, I have a couple of heucheras and then a couple of dianthus that are just coming out of bloom. Still have plans to come in and maybe tuck in some annuals until I decide what kind of perennial I want to go on this front edge. Back behind my other arborvitae spiral, I do have another Brother Stephen hosta doing all right, followed by a wee hosta. And then, oh, I skipped my Hyconogloa fountain grass that has a gorgeous weed. I need to come in and weed everything. Oh, look at the praying mantis friend, y'all. They have been all over my garden. I'm so happy with them. I have a bunch of hellebores planted throughout this bed as well. This right here is a big blue hosta starting to bloom. I know most people don't like hosta blooms, but I really enjoy them, you guys. I think they look like little lily blooms. Jenah, can I help you, mama? What is it, big girl? Come here, Jenah. Come here. Do that walk, girl. Walk that cat walk. Where are your babies? Did you take them back across the street? You gonna go get them? I'll be right here, okay? Okay, y'all. Another pause and I'll be back. Look, you guys. This is one of her kittens. They're super scared. Jenah, you want to bring them in the house? Okay, y'all. I'll be back. Let me try and get the kittens. Okay, y'all. I'm not sure where I left off. I think I was talking about the hellebores in this area. Lastly, I have a big blue hosta here, and then behind it, I still have my rhododendron, y'all. Look at it. Doesn't it look good? Compared to what it was at the beginning of the season, it's doing so much better. So I'm thinking about keeping it for now. I'm not quite sure. It looks like I may need to put some more bait down. Do y'all see where those weeds are? There's kind of like a hole. So I'm not sure if I'm having enough vole problem still, but I'm scared to put out bait because the kittens are running around in this bed. Yeah, mommy, he went under the fence. You gotta go get him. He's back there. Flanking my entryway, my 2 ligustrum topiaries have leafed back out and they're doing great. They do need a haircut, but y'all, I have just been trying to get them to grow and then I'll worry about shaping them. And I'm so happy I didn't lose these trees. I literally have been babying them and feeding them with Super Thrive I also have them hooked up on bubblers, so they're getting consistent water, and I think they're loving their life. Moving on to the backyard. Oh, you guys, look. I don't know if you can see, but all 3 of her babies are up under here. They're all black. Oh, the lighting is so bad. But anywho, I'm going to try not to disturb them because they are terrified. This is literally their first day on my property. So I'm trying to let them just get acclimated. But anywho, when I planted this years ago, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting distracted with the kittens. Let me